Today we are filming a video inside of another video. This is going to be a bit of video inception, but yeah. Before we get on with it though, I must say this video in a video is about, well, a beer that I only learnt about 3 days ago, and to be honest, is a beer I've been more excited about than I think any other in about the last year. So let's get on with it. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and yes, that's right, today we're going to be taking a look at this. This is brand new out of Blue Monkey, my local brewery, undeniably one of my favourites, I've said it many times before, and this is their Guerrilla Nitro English Stout. Now, one of the things I have said many times before as well is I think that Guerrilla Stout is probably my favourite just straight up stout, if I'm honest, and they've gone and put it in Nitro Flush cans, which basically means, well, it's kind of, I guess, a competitor to that new Brewdog beer and the Ansbach and Hobday London Black, which inevitably are kind of craft equivalents, well, of Guinness. So, yeah, this is kind of, it's not a direct Guinness rival really, but, well, it should deliver something similar, and to be honest, I'm expecting it to be a hell of a lot better as well. So about the beer then, well, it's a nitro can, a Guerrilla Nitro English Stout, and it comes in at 4.9%, which I believe is exactly the same as all of their Guerrilla Stouts, or at least certainly the regular variant. It comes in, well, a very nice looking can really. Take a look at that. It's got the kind of the new, what we'll call classic Blue Monkey craft style, but they've gone a bit overboard with this one with the gold flare, and well, it's just a little bit different. Overboard is the wrong word. They've gone more premium, and well, black, white and gold, they're all chasing that same colourway with this kind of beer variety at the minute, but it makes sense to kind of go with what everyone else is doing to make it recognisable and understandable as that type of product. Before we break this open though, we do need to kind of address the video in video situation. You might notice the Blue Monkey bar mat is here. I wouldn't normally put that out just for one video from a specific brewery, but they've asked me if I could make a how to pour a nitro stout video. Go on their socials, because let's be honest, if you're used to pouring regular trad stouts out of a bottle, it's going to be a very different pour method to a nitro one. So in a minute, we're going to go video in video, and I'm going to deliver my spiel basically for how to pour this to you, so I can then crop the video and also send it over to them. So interestingly, I'm actually going to try this before I get to do the aromas, because I'm going to take a sip at the end of that video because I think it'll be a nice touch. But yeah, then we'll get back to this and figure out exactly what it's all about. Right then, straighten the can up, make sure the brewery name is visible, because we're trying to be professional, which is questionable at best, but here we are. Right then, Blue Monkey's Guerrilla Nitro English Stout. I need to get that bit right. How to pour Blue Monkey's new Guerrilla Nitro English Stout in 60 seconds. Normally, I'd be worried about trying to do a demo pour in 60 seconds because, well, pouring a beer can take a bit of time and a bit of elegance. But fortunately, when it comes to nitro stuff, the faster, the better. And that's really all you need to remember. Just get this into your freshly washed Blue Monkey glass as quickly as possible. If you're not sure, best bet is just to go straight upside down, but in reality a slight tilt so you can get a bit of air going back into the can to get that liquid out of that can into that glass as quickly as possible will result in, frankly, just, well, the best experience. Let's get this beer poured. Don't worry if it looks like it's going to overflow. You're safe. And that's it. Once you've let it settle for a minute, you end up with this glorious, lovely, velvety Guerrilla Stout. And just look at the head on that. It looks fantastic. Cheers. Okay, that's the cut for the video for their socials. And wow. I mean, I normally do aromas first. I'll try, but yeah, that is, I mean, oh, wow. As expected, nitro improves body, it depletes taste, flavour, aroma, right? And it is distinctly Guerrilla, but it's softer. It's got a few less prickly edges, a bit less roasty in places, especially on the aroma at least. And what's interesting though, it's still got the kind of depth and breadth of flavour. Yes, the highs might not be as high and the lows not as low, but It's still biscuit, caramel, berries. It's both as far away as you could really get from a can of Guinness or that new Brewdog thing, but at the same time, it's got some similarity that will definitely appeal to, well, just your regular Guinness drinker. I will say, when I poured that in, I was expecting kind of, you know, a more effervescent, flowing ripple up the glass, which you tend to see in nitro stouts. We didn't really get that. Not sure why, but I need to show you again. Look at the cream on that. I mean, frankly, well, that is ridiculously good. Now, of course, you're going to say it in the comments already, I'm sure. You need to put it through the NitroSurge. Yes, I do. I'm going to do it. Not in this video. This is just about this beer, but wow. I mean, it's hard to put across when most of you won't have tried Blue Monkey's Guerrilla, but it's such a, well, it's a showstopper really for me in terms of just back to basics, no nonsense stouts that deliver maximum flavour, but without overdoing anything. It's not overly bitter. It's not too coffee heavy. It's not too licoricey. It's not too sweet. It's just, it sits in this balance point whilst also being really breadthy in terms of almost every characteristic. What they've done here is they've taken 10% off the top, 10% at the bottom of some of those extremes. Not that it was extreme to start with, but it was definitely a full flavour stout, and turned it into something that, well, it wasn't difficult to drink before, but this is just cream. Like, you could get through too much of this. You could make yourself very unwell if, yeah, you didn't stop yourself, because that is just delicious. Right then, quick top to bottom taste test. So, initially, front of the tongue feels actually maybe like where we've lost some of that, as I said, top 10%. It's a little sweet, little bit of a mineral kind of vibe, but it's not particularly punchy at all. There's not a huge amount of flavour there. Being nitro, it's not spritzy. It's just got this kind of nice, velvety, thick, soft, kind of bubbly nature to it. And then on that proper kind of first third of the tongue, you start to get a hint of those vanilla, chocolate, slightly dark, slightly bitter, well, dark chocolate really, a hint of coffee perhaps, but predominantly dark chocolate notes. And then middle of the palate, more vanilla comes in, little bit of deep berry fruit, a bit of a nod to that traditional stout kind of licorice taste. And then on the back, you're back to those big roasted malt flavours, roast malt bitterness, but actually, and a bit of coffee as well. But they get there, they get big, they become powerful like they do in the original beer. But then because of this is the nitro one, that again, that kind of 10% extreme at the end is just cut away, and you're left with something that's big, robust, and yet somehow really easy going. It's a class act, that it really is. Let's take a quick look at the can then before we wrap this up. So, Blue Monkey award-winning craft brewery, Guerrilla Nitro English Stout. It says chill and pour hard nitro for a smooth, creamy head. And then Guerrilla Nitro Stout, ABV is 4.9%, brewed at Blue Monkey Brewing Co. in their brewery in Nottinghamshire, just down the road from me. And the ingredients are water, malt, wheat, oats, hops and yeast. 2.3 UK units in this 440ml can. It is a blinder. Now, I did ask about how much this is going to cost, and for full disclosure, I was given this can to, well, make the video for them, and so I thought I might as well make it into a video for you as well. £4.20 is going to be the going rate for a single can. We need to think about this. How much, a can of Guinness is these days, how much a can of that new Brewdog thing is. Yes, it's more expensive than those, and I think in some cases you could argue it's twice the price of those. Is it twice the beer? I think I already know the answer. Actually, it's more than twice the beer. It is a bargain, really. A modern craft nitro stout. It's not the cheapest thing to produce, package, deliver, everything else. £4.20 a can. Yes, it's a premium product, but it delivers a premium sensation, and as far as I'm concerned, that's absolutely well worth it. And that really is all I've got to say about it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already, subscribe, if you will be so kind. And I'll catch you next time, where I'm probably going to chuck that through the Guinness NitroSurge and see what happens. Cheers.